Chapter 5 The Underground Tunnel. Fred asked if he could go out and meet Pete today, and his mum and dad said yes, so he went out of the house and said goodbye and went into the forest. After a few minutes' walk, he got to Pete's hut. It was nearly unrecognisable. The dry white paint was now beautiful white paint carefully painted over the bricks. The windows were now as nice on the inside as on the outside. The roof was still the wood patched onto the bricks. "Fred, come in," Pete called out to Fred. Pete had a sort of smile frown on his face. Fred rushed to the hut and came inside, only to realise that the inside was the same, except it looked more like the outside was. "I can't seem to get the inside and the outside to look good at the same time. It just doesn't work," Pete said unhappily. "Clean the fire," Pete called out. It was back to normal again, the outside being all sickening while the inside being lovely and clean. "Maybe I can help you once I know the spell," Fred asked Pete. "Man, why did I never think of that?" Pete said angrily to himself. "I could have asked my dad." Fred's happy moment died here. Fred was just about to ask, "Where is your dad?" just when Pete left the house. "My dad lives in an underground shelter," Pete told Fred as they walked by a tree. He was just about to hurt them. Fred and Pete ignored it. Pete got a map from his pocket and started reading the map. "We need to take the exit on the right, then we'll be there," Pete told himself. The map had two people on it, Fred and Pete, until Pete saw something. "Who's that?" questioned Pete. "My dad," Pete told him. He's a bit strict, but he's okay." Fred wanted to know what his name was, but it only showed faces. "Ah, here," Pete told Fred. "We're here." A little thatched ground was there, and Pete told Fred to go inside. Inside was a dark room. Fred went back up to the surface. "Light up," he said, while a yellow burst came out of his wand, and almost immediately an orange streak came back. Fred was now lighting up the sky. He went back into the thatched wood. He illuminated the underground shaft. Fred was still amazed at how much he had done over the course of 3 days. After 5 minutes of walking, they got to a little underground tunnel. It was leading downwards and had nothing except their wands and each other. Blast! Fred and Pete froze. They just saw a bolt of red light blast past them, and it didn't go away. It was like a laser. It just kept on coming. "Dad, it's me, Pete, your son," Pete shouted. "Ah, Pete, it's you again. And who's this?" Pete's dad shouted. "My new friend, Fred," Pete said before his dad could hurt him. "Oh, okay. Hi, Fred. My name's Olaf Sleuvelans, and yours is?" Fred gave a weirded look. He knew his name. Why did he have to know it again after saying it 3 seconds ago? "Fred," said Fred in a moody voice. No, and no, I meant your full name." Fred got it now. "Fred Willems," said Fred. "Okay, Mr. Williams." Fred was really annoyed right now. "It doesn't have the second I in Williams," Fred told him calmly. "Oh, it's Willems?" Olaf said to Fred. "Just ignore him," Pete whispered. Fred asked about the spell Olaf used to block them from Fred and Pete getting in. Olaf interrupted before Fred could tell him. "It's called Blast. What happens is you think of a spell, do the action and the thinking behind the spell, and say blast. It'll do the spell until you stop it. It'll go on forever. Sounds cool?" "Yep," Fred said. He tried to do knocks him in blast mode, but all he did was knocks him normally. He tried again, but this time he knocked out Olaf. Pete's frown came to a straight face. "He can be very mean sometimes," Pete said to Fred. "That's why I'm a bit happier that my dad is knocked out. I still ain't happy though," Pete told Fred. He understood. On his third try, he nearly did it. A longer than normal jolt came out of his wand. On his fourth try, he did it. A jolt of red shot from his wand and stayed there for a few seconds. Pete was amazed. "I just learnt how to do that," Pete told Fred. Even though Pete was jealous, he still respected Fred. Pete told Fred how to do Blasphemy, even though it was in the Beginner's Guide to Wizardry that Fred was reading. It's the same arm movement as knocks him, except you have to push harder and longer, Pete told Fred. "Okay," he did what Pete said, but nothing did first. "You have to do it harder," Fred said to Pete. He tried to do it again, and he finally did it. He wanted to bring the wand to school and show his classmates that he was a new wizard, so he put it in his coat pocket. "Bye, Pete. See you at 4, Fred called out to Pete. "Bye," Pete called out to Fred. He was off to school. His school was not perfect. He had a group of friends there, but there were some people there was bullies. None of his friends were bullies, except they were mean to the bullies. He can knock back anybody who was mean to him and his friends. End of chapter 5.